Good morning. It is chilly out this morning. We're gonna go into the greenhouse, get some chicken feed, and then we're gonna head back inside. And I'm gonna make some homemade gifts. I'm pretty excited about that. I love food, I love mason jars, and I love giving homemade gifts to people. So that is what I'm gonna do. Good morning, ladies. These are the 4 I hatched, and they are out every single morning, I'm thinking, because the other ones don't like them. And this is our routine. They want back in the coop. I'm not sure why they can't get back in the way they got out. But there you go. All right, ladies, come on. Get back in there. Yeah. No, don't get out. Go back that way. And now they won't go in there because she's right there. Come on, get back in there. All right, ladies, come on. Come on, ladies. No, not that way. Go back that way. Go on. Go on. Keep going. There you go. No, get in there. Okay. All right, got those fed. I'm gonna throw some out on the ground in here because not all the chickens play nice with the new ones. I'm pretty sure that's why the 4 new ones are outside of the coop every day. It's because all the other hens are not very nice to them. So I'll grab a cup or 2. I'm actually feeding them a little bit more than I normally do. They do have a habit of getting in the greenhouse, which is not cool. All right, yep, there they are waiting on me. Hello, ladies. And gentlemen, I guess. Gentleman. All right. This is where the tomatoes and the cucumbers were, and I'm kind of letting them just kind of stir this up. It's got manure on it from the goats that we put on there this past year. And then we had an old pull tarp, so I put it over the rest of the garden here. I have plans to change the rows and do all of this in food this year, plus all of my raised beds here. So this is where the beets were. The asparagus is over there. As you can see there, she'd really like to get in there, but I put that over there so they don't scratch all that up. Over there we had some tomatoes and stuff over there, but I put all these leaves to kind of as a cover, as extra organic material. But this was the kale. This is beautiful kale. It was so beautiful. And I had a hoop net over here, which is actually that one. So what happened was I covered this over because it was getting so cold and I didn't want it to kill it. Well, the wind caught that plastic because I put it over the top of the hoop, the net. The wind caught it and ended up way out in the woods, and I saw it the other day, and I turned around and there's my kale. They cleaned it off. I was so upset. So today I'm going to uncover the red mustard because I'm not going to pick all that. I'm going to let the chickens eat it, and then I'm probably just going to go ahead and pick this Swiss chard, and then I will take the net off of that as well and let them scratch in there. I mean, look at this. I mean, they cleaned it off. All right, so we just had, ooh, look at that pretty frost on the lettuce. Oh, you can't see, there it is. Pretty frost on the lettuce. So I just have these in here to kind of keep it from blowing off. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this off. All right. Let's put this over here. I don't really need to put it over anything right now. So this is the red mustard. As you can see, they do like it. They've been eating it. So I'm just gonna let them finish it off. I'm not gonna eat it. I may grab some and take in. I think I'm gonna cover these with this cloth so that maybe they won't get on that, or maybe, I don't know. I got what Swiss chard I had. It has a little bit of frost on it. We'll see how that works. This is I'm pretty sure this is ruby. And then got the strawberries covered up there. I'm gonna let them have all the green mustard, or the giant red mustard. And then I'm gonna put this in the greenhouse. And then I'm gonna head inside. And we're gonna get some of those gifts made. All right, well now it's actually about lunchtime. Welcome back to the kitchen. I came in, had plans to do this video earlier, but ended up spending some time with the kids. So now I'm in the kitchen and we're gonna make some gifts in a jar. I love sweets, I love mason jars, and I love good healthy ingredients, or healthier or better choice ingredients. So making my own mixes, I love to do. So if I can share that with someone else, then that's even better. So this first mix is gonna be a homemade brownie mix. So we're just gonna put the dry ingredients in, put a cute little tag on it, or maybe put something with it that's going to tell them what they need to add and what they need to do with it. So this is a great way if you are on a budget for holiday gifts, or maybe you have a last minute gift and you have this in your pantry, then this will work wonderful for you because you can put this together really quickly. And if you don't have a mason jar, you could even put this in a bag and pretty it up. So don't worry if you don't have a jar. You could totally put it in a bag as well, or a container. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I do have the ingredients for this brownie mix measured out. Now I have my mason jar, I have my funnel, because I am messy, so I'm going to be using that. All right, so we're gonna add 1 cup of flour, and we're going to add that on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in here in our, like I said, a little messy. Make sure that that goes in the jar. All right, we're just gonna kind of level that out. You don't have to, you can make it whatever you want. It's going to have nice layers in it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in the little bit of salt. So it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna put that in there. Now next we have 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. So we're just gonna put that in there. Shake that down a little bit. All right, so now we have a nice layer. Next, we're gonna add the sugar. Now, this does take 1 1/4 cup sugar. I use raw, pure cane sugar. It's kind of got like a brownish, a light tan color. Almost reminds me of like a really light brown sugar that you would buy. All right, now it's gonna look like you don't have a lot of room left in this jar, but we have just enough room left for the chocolate chips. 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. So you see now we have a nice layer going. So we're gonna put those on top. And now we have a pretty jar. Now we have the layers in our jar, and I just use old canning lids. If I haven't pressure canned, or well, I guess even if you pressure can with them and you want to reuse them for this, you could. But I just take the lids and I keep them separated from my other ones and put them in a special place, and then I can reuse them for things that I want to store stuff in. So I'm just going to put one on here, and then just get one of my rings and put it on there. And then this should stay good as long as all your ingredients are, fresh, not about to expire. This could stay on the shelf for probably up to about 6 months. Now this will do an 8x8 pan of brownies, so about 9 servings. And so you could even make these up and put them on your shelf and have them ready. Put tags on them for your kids, or just having brownie mixes already mixed up and ready, just like you would buy at the store. So this would come in very handy just for doing these for yourself. But you could totally put some fabric underneath here, put a little string around this, put the little tag on it, put it in a gift bag, and give this as a gift. Very inexpensive, and I think very thoughtful. I love giving handmade gifts. All right, now for our next one. All right, so for our second gift in a jar, we're going to actually make chocolate chip cookies, one of my very favorite cookies, and this is our favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. I'm actually gonna half it to put it in this jar because I tried to put it in the jar before and there's too many ingredients for the whole recipe. So we're gonna make half, which should make between 1.5 to 2 dozen, depending on what size you make your cookies. So what we're gonna add first is we're gonna add flour. we're going to add 1 cup of flour. Now, I do not have this pre-measured, so this is just white whole wheat milled flour that I buy. So there's our 1 cup of flour. Shake that down in there, get the nice level layer going. Now the next thing we're going to add is brown sugar. We're going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. All right, so we'll dump that in there. Now I'm not going to pack that down a whole lot because we want to see that layer. The next thing we're going to add is the sugar. Now I probably should have added the baking soda, baking powder, and salt with the flour layer, but I forgot to do that. So we're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, and then we'll go ahead and put in the 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I just buy sea salt. That in there. And then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. This is just aluminum-free baking powder. And then baking soda that I get from, I got a big, 5 pounds of baking soda from Azure. So we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of that as well. My plan is to put these in containers that I can get into a lot easier than that. All right, so just kind of shake that out a little bit. And again, like I said, you can put those little amounts with the flour. Next, we're going to add our chocolate chips. Now you can use peanut butter chips, you can use white chocolate chips, whatever kind you want to use. These are actually Belgium chocolate chunks. These are dark chocolate, one of my very favorites. I get these from Aldi. These are pretty good. They don't have like crazy ingredients. This is a 10-ounce bag. Now this actually calls for 12 ounces of chocolate chips. So this whole bag actually goes in here, if it will fit. Make sure I got them all out of there because you don't want to leave any chocolate behind. So what we'll do is, looks like we're just gonna have to smash it down in there a little bit. These are so good. And then we're just gonna take our lid, like I told you earlier with the other one, I just recycle my lids. Like this one, you can see I had a label on it. And I just recycle these, make sure that they're clean. I run them through the dishwasher, and we're just gonna put the lid on it, tighten it down good, and then we have chocolate chip recipe ready to go, except for the wet ingredients. This one is gonna be in a pint jar. So this would be really good for maybe someone you know that's not married, or maybe just a couple, or just a little gift if you want to make your money go a little bit further. This will make about 8 to 10 cookies, so it'll be just a good little gift for someone. So what we're going to add to this is our funnel on, so we don't make a mess. We are going to add 3/4 of a cup of flour. All right, next we're going to add 1/2 cup of chips. Now these are butterscotch chips. You can add chocolate chips, you can add white chocolate chips, whatever you want. We're gonna go ahead and add these. Now you can put these layers in any order that you want, just whatever you want to see in the layer. Just try to get maybe where the same colors aren't together, and you'll be fine. So we have our chips. So we're gonna go ahead and add our regular sugar, and we need 1/3 of a cup of just plain sugar. Now if you use white sugar, of course it's gonna be white. This is raw cane sugar, so it is a little bit, it has a little bit of a tan color to it. All right, let's try that one again. I was not happy with how that one turned out, so we're gonna make this one to give and the other one to keep here. Luckily I had some more brown sugar in the pantry. So we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of flour like we did earlier. There is our funnel. So here is our 3 cups of flour. We're gonna go ahead and add our 1/2 cup of chips. Now we're gonna add in our 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Push that down in there just a little bit. Make sure it goes out to the sides. And like I did again, I totally forgot the salt and the baking soda. We're gonna go ahead and add our sugar which is 1/3 cup of sugar. And then we're gonna add our salt and our baking soda, which is 1/4 teaspoon of each. Now, since I did use all of my regular mouth recycled lids, I do have this one piece that I'm not even sure where I got this from. I've had it and we use it we store things in the mason jars. So we're just gonna put that on there. Probably switch it out for the gift one, but that looks much better. Much better. You can see the layers much better. Now you could do chocolate chips, you could do white chocolate chips. I even saw one that it was a white chocolate cranberry oatmeal cookie, which sounds really yummy. I'm gonna have to try that one out. So I hope you enjoyed this video of making gifts for others. If you have any that you love, maybe they're soups or whatever they may be, share them below. I would love to know what they are. And I will share these recipes with you below so that you know what to add to them, what to put on the tags. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I can't wait to have you back in the kitchen again.